Hello, I'm Lloyd Bonson and welcome to round 3 of the 2011 Competition Car Insurance Ford Fiesta Championship. Today we're at Donington Park and we're going to be watching the Class C Fiesta STs in action. Richard will go through the current championship standings.
David Grady leads the championship with 4 wins from 4 races so far. Ed Cockle in 2nd and younger brother Harry in 3rd. Ashley Sutton 4th, ahead of Matthew Foley and Matthew Parr. They're tied in 5th position. 7th position in the championship, Lee Napolitano from Jason Cooper. Then it's Mike Bushell. Ian Wilson leads the category for older drivers ahead of David Abbott. Andrew Wilmot is 12th overall. Pole position today, though, once again going to David Grady, who shut out pole position for, as we said in the last programme, for well over a year now, and he's done it again today. So Grady on pole position. Alongside him on the front row of the grid is Jason Cooper. Here's confirmation of the grid. Andrew Wilmot 3rd, Matt Parr in 4th, then it's Nick Bowers and Harry Cockle down in 6th. Mike Bushell 7th with Ed Cockle, then Matt Foley and Ian Wilson on row 5, Steve Papworth and Lee Napolitano row 6. 7th row, Nick Pope and Ian Fletcher. Then it's Rex Knight and Terence Upton. David Abbott and Graham Field on row 9. Grid completed by Joanne Eason, Al Daly, Stuart Wilson, Chris Tomazis and Ewan Wilson in car 23. Donington circuit closed sadly for so long whilst the debacle, which was the attempted coup for the British Grand Prix, took place, but 5-second ball going out. Watch for the 4 lights on the gantry. Once they go on, there'll be an undisclosed amount of time that they'll be on for before the cars get away on what is, you can see, a slight decline down into Redgate Corner for the first time. Looks like everybody's away well. 23 cars. It's superb for championship coordinators. Not so good when they're all evenly matched going. Bit of body contact there. Not so good when they're going into Redgate, this many cars. Let's hope that they all survive. All the lead bunch certainly round. A couple of cars going off onto the grass, but everybody, nobody facing the wrong way, which is very good indeed. And it's David Grady that leads them through Hollywood down into the Craner Curves for the first time. There's Jason Cooper, who has gone back from 2nd to 4th position. Behind him, I think Andrew Wilmot and certainly Nick Bowers. Matthew Foley there in the 42 car, therefore it is Andrew Wilmot, isn't it, in the blue car, the first of the blue cars, running in 5th position at the moment. We've got, look at that, fantastic first lap from Harry Cockle, who has got up into 3rd place and challenging Matt Foley for 2nd. So 3 goes on the inside. Harry Cockle up into 2nd place. Jason Cooper back up into 3rd. Then it's Andrew Wilmot in the 21 car going ahead of Matt Parr. So Matt Parr started well, but drops back just a little bit as they come towards the closing stages of the first lap. But David Grady continuing as he left off at Snetterton. We had the 2S circuits, Silverstone and Snetterton, for the first 2 events of the season. And this is the onboard view from lady racer Joanne Eason in the WDE prepared car. Looks down the inside of Steve Papworth. A little bit of contact there. David Abbott in front of her. A couple of spinners on the exit of the Fogarty S's. Through goes Ewan Wilson in red in 15, but David Grady completes the first lap. A little bit of body work goes for a final Burton into shards across the track. And I've got to say, relatively danger-free first lap, aside from the problems that we had there coming into the Fogarty S's at the end of lap 1. But David Grady is clear now, and Harry Cockle looks for the lead as they go into the old hairpin. Harry Cockle, great manoeuvre from him, and he goes into lead position. Superb stuff from him, and Jason Cooper's coming up as well. David Grady looks very much out of sorts on this lap. Now, is it a mechanical problem? Is it that the conditions are starting to catch him out? Through goes Jason Cooper into 3rd place, and David Grady, the championship leader, is down to 3rd. You can see the moisture on the camera lens. Up in towards McLean's corner. Matt Parr is still there in 4th place, the white 33 car. Matt Parr, who raced Formula Ford with the Russell and David Grady Unitech team last year. This is the view from Ed Cockle's car. Now, Ed started 8th on the grid, and if you follow him on Twitter, he said that he's going to be coming through like a bad curry, which is a great quote, and Ed, a good guy to follow. Several of the guys have Twitter accounts, and you can keep up to date with them on race weekends through following them. And Ed, of course, one of the Class A and B champions last year. Somebody going for a little bit of a trip off to the infield there, but recovers Harry Cockle it is that leads from Jason Cooper, David Grady, Matt Foley, then it's the 21 car, Andrew Wilmot. 24 there is Lee Napolitano, there's Ed Cockle in 29. So all good at the moment, and now we get into the stage of the race where things start to settle down a little bit. Ian Wilson, the man who leads the category for the older drivers, and he's already up challenging Lee Napolitano. Ian Wilson in one of the WDE cars, about to pass his teammate through the inside. Now this is the view from Lee Napolitano. He's going to try and return the favour, looks up the inside. Wilson I think's gone a little bit wide, and Napolitano onto the Dunlop straight. We can see Ed Cockle up front, but Napolitano in 24, the youngster from Lingfield in Surrey, returns the favour. Big name in karting, Lee Napolitano, came into the championship last year, very neatly over the curbs. Out he goes, and he is safe and well, recapturing that position from Ian Wilson. Those cars dicing at the back of this gaggle, that trio, with the blue 21 car there of Adrian Wilmot, who's gone back since the first lap. So Adrian Wilmot has had a problem and dropped back through the order a little bit. Ed Cockle down behind him. Nick Bowers, though, in green, now past Matt Foley. So Nick Bowers making progress. Beg your pardon, it's not Matt Foley, it's the green stripe car, which is Mike Bushell. There is Ed Cockle in car number 29, being challenged by Andrew Wilmot in 21. Harry Cockle, meanwhile, continues to pull away. Interestingly, Grady hasn't lost any ground on Jason Cooper since that pass that we saw on lap 2. Matt Foley looking pretty good as well in the mix in 4th position, car number 33. Matt, as we said, getting to grips with saloon car racing after racing Formula Ford. Also did quite a bit of karting, 23 years of age, from Horsham in Sussex, and he's closing up on the lead trio. This has been a big change for him, moving over into saloon car racing. As we look at Ed Cockle in car number 29, trying to work his way through the pack, and Lee Napolitano will be the next target for Ed Cockle, but the leader is still Harry Cockle, his brother. So it's the younger brother in 28, car number 28 out front. Jason Cooper coming under pressure from David Grady now. So David Grady seems to be winding things up. He's got Matt Foley behind him, then it's Nick Bowers, followed by Mike Bushell, then Ed Cockle. So this trio battling it out for 2nd position. Harry Cockle will be absolutely thrilled to be back where he was last season, the front of the pack. And this is we've seen the promise this year of him challenging certainly at Snetterton, and really round 1 at Silverstone was a David Grady benefit. The races at Snetterton being punctuated by safety cars and red flags, which didn't help the chasing pack, but we're really seeing the championship come alive here with some surprises in qualifying. The lights are on Harry Cockle's car. Still Jason Cooper in 2nd position. 3rd place David Grady. Out of Coppice, Nick Bowers looks like he's closing in. The green car in 5th position, and this is the view. You can see Nick Bowers in front. The green and white car directly in front of us is Mike Bushell, and Ed Cockle looks like he's starting an easy move here, an early move. Come on, he said, let's go. Let's try and pass those cars in front. That was the view from Mike Bushell's car. These two drivers, teammates. No, they're not teammates, are they? HE Motorsport car, Unfield Motorsports. Thinking about the livery there, being the stripes over the roof, but of course WDE Mike Bushell. Don't think Ed Cockle's going to be overly pleased about the contact as they came out of the chicane. And we'll see whether Mike can follow Ed. You can see how hard he's trying as they go into Redgate Corner, through Hollywood, down through the Craner curves once again. The umbrellas on the outside, the spectator umbrellas, telling us that conditions not particularly ideal. Harry Cockle's got his windscreen wipers on, but Matt Foley is now coming up to challenge David Grady. So let's keep our eyes on Foley, who's closed in. This is the view back. Sorry, this is the view forwards towards Andrew Wilmot's car. Lee Napolitano over the curbs there. Sorry, Wilmot over the curbs. Napolitano looking at the inside as they go through Schwab's corner, and Andrew Wilmot squeezes him out. He's not going to let him through. But Wilmot still running wide up into McLean's. Napolitano goes through on the inside. Lee Napolitano's through, bags another position courtesy of Andrew Wilmot. Down towards Coppice Corner he goes. Now let's keep our eyes peeled either side to see whether Andrew Wilmot's going to return the favour. Wilmot comes from Dartford in Kent, so I'll be looking forward to Brands Hatch in a few weeks' time. That's the next round of the championship, but Harry Cockle is still out front. Jason Cooper starting to put pressure on him in 35. A gap back now to Matt Parr, who's got into third place. Matt Parr in third. Fourth is David Grady, who's gone back from first on the grid. Then it's Nick Bowers, he's closing in. I rather fancy Ed Cockle might be closing in too. Down to Redgate Corner once again. And Grady looking down the inside of Matthew Parr. Is he going to get that done? No, he doesn't. Grady stays in fourth position. Nick Bowers closing in though. Grady's got to be mindful he might lose another place. I was thinking in the early stages that the second position, or indeed a podium, wouldn't be a disaster for David Grady with 4 straight wins in the championship. I think as long as he finishes both races, he's likely to go away still with the championship lead. As Matt Parr makes a mistake, back onto the podium surely. Will now go David Grady because Parr will have lost momentum. Through he goes, he's got a bit of a wobble on as well. Is he going to lose 5th position? Through comes Grady in 3rd. 4th position now, Nick Bowers. And Ed Cockle's closing up as well.